Hey, it's TuxBird, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my rendition of a video where I'm basically going to be explaining all the changes happening in patch 1.6. Now, just to tell you guys, patch 1.6 is going to be free, and then Last Stand is going to be the DLC that's separate from it, but in this video, I'm going to focus on patch 1.6, all the free stuff. Now, one of the biggest things that we saw was Dark Zone 7 through 9. So it's an expansion of the Dark Zone, obviously, dude, obviously. And it basically goes off of the north side of Dark Zone 6, and it kind of curves off to the right, and then it goes up a little bit more, and it goes around Central Park. So we're almost there, guys, almost at Central Park. So it adds about 100% of playable area to the Dark Zone in terms of, like, there are very many rooftops and underground areas and inside of the buildings that you can actually go into PvP, and there's going to be NPCs there as well. So you're having a lot more ground to cover in the Dark Zone, but oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So all of the PvP, like I said, is going to be focused on interior and roof fights within really expansive underground areas. So there's going to be a lot more exploration in these areas. So if you guys did like that side of the Dark Zone, oh yeah, you're going to love Dark Zone 7 through 9, even though I've never seen it, so I have nowhere to talk. And also, there's a lot of dead bodies and a lot of trash, so it's basically my channel. Yeah. So the next update we have is Contamination events. So you guys know how in the Dark Zone supply drops happen about every hour or so in their Dark Zone events. So it happens randomly, and you know, it tells the entire server that they're happening, and everybody goes for it and has a good time with it. Contamination events are the same thing, except they're a little bit different in how they are and what you get from them. So basically what it is that elite cleaners in the subway areas are trying to burn bodies, and they're spreading toxins all over, you know, the underground. And you have to go in there and rid them of that and rid the threat. But the catch is you can't stay in long enough because you don't have enough virus protection. Our virus protection in-game only goes up to about 4, but it's 5 in these contamination events. So you have to be super careful about how long you stay down there, and you have to actually play the contamination without getting yourself killed. But if you actually complete it, there's a lot of good loot, including some stuff that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit. Now, the next Dark Zone update is Dark Zone leaderboards. It's designed to make the Dark Zone more competitive in new ways rather than just rogue hunting and rogue killing, which was the only incentivized thing in the Dark Zone prior to 1.6. But there's going to be a lot of things like supply dropped claim, NPCs killed, named bosses killed, so you can go up in the ranks and see how you rank up with your friends and other people in the Dark Zone around the world. It's going to have 3 tiers of rewards depending on your score every single time it resets. There are 2 different types of leaderboards, one that is weekly and one that is monthly. So if you're higher up on the monthly one, you're probably going to get more loot. So I think that's super cool, and it incentivizes people to do some creative things in the Dark Zone, which is what we need. Next up is Legendary difficulty. So basically what this is, it's a very, very, very difficult version of a few PvE missions. I believe it is Times Square, Warren Gate, and Napalm Production Site. And it's basically going to be the hardest content in the game. What it is, it's a bunch of smart LMB soldiers rather than what you're facing otherwise, like Rikers or Rioters, they're gone. It's with a bunch of super tactical LMB soldiers that really pack a punch, and they're designed to be way harder than heroic incursions as well. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be flanking the crap out of you and pushing you back and forcing you out of cover and all that stuff. So if you guys play a lot of PvE and you wanted really hard content, you know, to challenge you and challenge your build, this is going to be for you guys. And something that is actually super cool that'll segue me into my next topic is they basically act as a weekly sort of loot drop, kind of like how the things work in Destiny with Nightfalls. Every single time you complete one every single week, your first one will grant you an exotic cache. And also alongside that, there are exclusive vanity rewards for completing them too that you can only get from these legendary missions. So there's a lot of incentives to go out and try and beat them with your team, or if you really, really don't like yourself, then solo. Now, this next part is my favorite part, so I'm just gonna go right into it. Exotic items. So, yeah, this is super cool. So what they are is they are a new color and a new tier of rarity in loot drops in the game. They are red. Verified by many of the devs and all the people at the ETF as well. They are red. You know, we have gear sets that are the greenish, and then we have the high ends which are yellow. Obviously, they're red, so it's a pretty sweet color choice. So basically, everything that you've seen, all of the named gear items like Barrett's Vest, Skull's MC Gloves, Ninja Bike Messenger Bag, Shortbow Championship Pads, and all of those, they will become exotics now. Also, all of the named weapons will become exotics. Now, back when I was talking about the legendary difficulty missions, you get 1 exotic cash drop per week. I actually don't know, I'm just kind of saying it, so, you know, you guys have something to work off of here. But I know how a lot of you guys, including myself, struggled to get something like a Barrett's chest piece or like a cool named item that, you know, you couldn't get dropped from the boss, right? Well, you have a chance to get any of the named gear items and any of the named weapons in these exotic caches that you can get every single week. And they also drop elsewhere in the game from, I believe, Contamination event bosses as a super rare drop, but I'm not too sure on that. So, also, the named weapons, which are now exotic, so the named exotic weapons, which currently don't have specific talents, kind of like the Hungry Hog, which is kind of just average talents across the board. Well, every other named weapon too, they're all average, there's nothing cool about them, and they really suck right now. They are going to have a talent dedicated to the weapon 100%. Like, one that I read about for the Hungry Hog was called Gluten, and it basically means that for every single enemy that you kill while you continuously shoot, increases your damage by 20% while you keep shooting. But if you stop or you have to reload, then it gets put back down to 0. So obviously right there, you have weapon talents that are geared towards the gun and like their name and all of that stuff too. And also, they have lore tied to them too. So if you pick one up or if you get one from a drop, you can look in the description, you know, with all of like the weapon mods and like all of like the talents and stuff like that. You'll see a little bit of lore about them, you know, their backstory, which is super cool. And I'm really excited to, you know, collect all, well, try my best to collect all of them anyways.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows?
Also, for all of you guys that used Alpha Bridge, or if you were worried about Alpha Bridge, or if you were just involved in that Alpha Bridge is the meta discussion there, the FAMAS is being turned into an exotic weapon, and the uncomplicated talent, the one that's been broken on Alpha Bridge for all of patch 1.5, is going to not work with Alpha Bridge anymore. So basically, the new thing with Alpha Bridge is that any of the named weapon talents, including the FAMAS as well, will not be able to proc on the Alpha Bridge gear pieces. So you can't, you know, get the freaking gluten talent on the Hungry Hog per se and absolutely destroy people. Not gonna happen. Also, the other talent that we were told about was the talent for the Tenebrae. It's an MK7, no, it's a Scar H variant sniper rifle. And basically, if you hit weak points on, say, NPCs, then all of your team gets all of your skill cooldowns completely wiped, and they all go back to normal. I think that's going to be, in a group sense, super fun to use. I honestly cannot wait for it. So, there's going to be new items for you guys to go for, and new drops for you guys to be excited about too, which oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are as well. So obviously, like I brought up before, Alpha Bridge will no longer be the meta, at least I don't think it will. Basically, the nerf that happened with it is that instead of giving you all 3 talents of your secondary weapon, it only gives you the free talent of the secondary weapon, so 4 in total. But also, like I said, the FAMAS that people have been exploiting all of patch 1.5 will not be usable anymore. Also, Reclaimer is becoming a full support build, and it's based around the support station. And the 4-piece bonus activates all of the bonuses on the support station. So you'll get life support, immunizer, and ammo station when you place down a support station for your entire team. Every single one of them. And you also, the 2-piece and 3-piece bonuses are obviously geared towards that too. So if you have a team with a Reclaimer on it, oh yeah, it's gonna get really, really difficult to play with teams with Reclaimers. So if you guys like to run support or healer, then you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with this. Frontline as well. You can take it as a buff or a nerf depending on how you're looking at it, but basically, instead of having 0 crit chance on your SMGs, you now get all of your crit chance back, but now you can't have any ballistic shield mods on the actual shield skill itself. So if you're using like reactive targeting or something like that to give you that extra damage boost, you're not going to be able to have that anymore, but you get all of your crit chance back. Now, there's actually a new gear set coming as well, and it's called Seeker, and it focuses on body shots. Basically, the 4-piece is that every single time you fire 2 body shots, your third one will be an automatic critical hit. I think it has major potential to be overpowered, so hopefully they balance it really well, and we'll see how it works in the PTS as well. But say if you guys stack a lot of crit damage or a lot of crit, I don't even know how you make it work, but I'm really curious to see how this gear set works out for all the people that can't hit headshots like myself, because I'm garbage at the game. Now, just to be clear for gear changes, this is just all gear, not like specific sets. There's no gear score increase coming in this next update for 1.6 and Last Stand. Overall, you won't have to worry, but there actually are still some changes incoming that'll affect your current gear, so here they are as well. So, the big one. Armor is getting removed as a stat that's rollable on gear pieces, so no longer will it be best in slot to roll armor on everything that can roll armor like it has been in patch 1.4 and patch 1.5. It's replaced now with health instead, so say if you have a chest piece with armor on it, it'll be replaced with health. And say if you have a really nice armor roll, it'll be a really nice health roll as well. And say if you have like health on your chest piece along with armor, that health is going to be removed and it's going to be replaced with all resist. All resist is a new role that basically means that you resist all of the bleeding, disruptions, blinds, all of that stuff. Segueing into my next part 2, anything that gives you resistance to a certain status effect, say like burn resistance, instead of decreasing the damage that it does to you, it decreases the time that it affects you. So naturally, with this reduction in armor, stamina and health are going to be your main source of toughness now, and I do believe that they're increasing it. I don't know. I really don't know. But if you guys are hard set on getting the highest toughness possible, health is going to be how you do it. Also, if you guys don't know as well, skill power is going to be reworked kind of like armor is in world tiers. How if you move up a world tier, your armor mitigation starts to drop. It's going to work like that in skill power as well. So if you're in world tier 5, you're going to see a lot less skill power than if you were in world tier 1 because you're going to need more of it. Also, skill power's diminishing returns, instead of stopping at around 250k, it goes up to about 450k. So if you guys like running electronics builds, but you just like have felt pretty weak in patch 1.5, patch 1.6 is going to be perfect for you. Recalibration also is being made unlimited, and the pricing will stay, and it actually won't increase like to 50 million or something ridiculous like that if you're trying to get like a super nice roll on like your Baird's chest piece or something. The price will cap out after 5 recalibrations, and you can recalibrate unlimited times, and the price will never go up. It'll stay stagnant. So if you guys were like super bent on getting like a really nice roll, but you just could never get it because RNG just didn't want to give it to you, then you guys are in luck here as well. So now we're getting on to the known PvP balances that that they've announced to us. We don't know if these are going to change. Obviously the PTS will affect that. But let's see though. So basically, the might of all these changes stem from how people play PvP in the Dark Zone right now. Like the Pro Bowling 2017 type of playing, So to combat this, there is now a 1 second cooldown for combat rolling. So there's not going to be people that are spamming rolling to try and get out, and then 5 seconds later, they're on your team again. That's kind of lame, right? But they're going to obviously adjust it based on, what people say about the PTS2. So if you guys dislike combat rolling, or you dislike people that combat roll you when you're in PvP, they're going to be able to do it a lot less. Hipfire is also being nerfed yet again to try and push for more use of cover in PvP. It's basically, if you guys are playing on PC or something like that, it's basically trying to like control a wild mouse. There was no joke to be had there. It was in there somewhere, but I couldn't find it. Also, quite possibly the biggest change in this section for me, the whole PvP balances section, is that you will not be able to reload while sprinting anymore. So there's a huge change in the way that you guys play right there. So if you guys are sprinting, it's going to stop you, you're going to reload it, and then you can start sprinting again. So that's kind of going to change how rogues can fight back, or if they're running away and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see how it'll turn out. Lastly, also, when you're amidst PvP and somebody uses a medkit to heal themselves, you'll be able to know immediately when they medkit. So if you want to use it for your advantage, if you want to capitalize on them using it, with their cooldowns and stuff, you can now see when they medkit. Oh, and also, On the Move and Critical Save and Battle Buddy and all of those talents are being reworked not to make your toughness like, 2 million if you use them all at once. So they're being rebalanced in that sense, so you don't become like a god player for like 5 seconds where you like can be straight unkillable. They're going to be working that out, so it's more of like a moderate experience. Now, lastly, I'm actually super excited about this. This and exotics, man. I'm really excited for this. there's going to be new vanities and new emotes. So basically they're adding a new vendor down in the somewhere in the terminal that you can buy premium credits from, which is a new type of currency that you can buy using real life money. Oh, microtransactions, how could they do this? But you guys don't have to do it, obviously, but there are some cool things and cool perks for people that, you know, spend the money on that stuff. And we don't know pricing yet either, so we're gonna have to, you know, wait on that. But what's cool is they're adding new player emotes. Now, a few of them that I know about and I've seen as well is one where you kind of like, you know, get up for a fight. It's like a fighting stance. There's one where you drop the mic on somebody. And yes, there's one where you teabag somebody. Oh, getting clapped on? No. Talk about drop the mic on the dead rogue's body? New meta, boys. And also, the premium credits vendor will be selling weapon skins, cosmetic items, and also backpack skins too. So, you know that boring old specialized backpack? Maybe you guys will have a sick skin for it that you can customize and buy from the vanity vendor. I don't know. So guys, that has been my kind of rundown of 1.6 so far with the information that we have. I'm gonna have a few special videos with 1.6 in the patch and last stand and stuff like that coming up really soon as well. And then when the PTS drops on the PC, oh boy, we're gonna be playing that a whole lot. So watch out for that, guys, as well. I want to thank you guys for watching the video, and if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like, as it always helps me out. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. This has been TuxBird. Peace out, guys.